can't.
Oh my God, yo. Mojo, what made you do that?
So
I gotta know, bro. What was the motivation?
I'm so confused.
Yeah, what was the motivation, brother? I got to know.
I have anxiety and I like to pick at my beard. It's not as funny as I look. It's a not funny reason, which makes it even funnier.
This is serious, guys.
It's a not funny reason, but it makes it even funnier. I have anxiety, and I also enjoy the way my curly beard hairs feel between my fingers. So I pull it.
Yo, son, hold up.
Damn.
If you ever needed a reason to call me weird, there you go.
No, you've given us a whole lot of those over the years. I mean, thanks for another one. But I mean,
no, you're welcome. That's what I'm here for.
This is wild shit.
I was gonna try and change things up a little bit and talk to Sev about looking like the tall motherfucker from Bad Boys. Because he had the glasses on and the button-up shirt.
Yeah,
Reggie.
Yeah, Reggie. The
Reggie.
glasses motherfucker.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Take these motherfuckers off. This light reflecting on my fucking glasses on the screen is killing me, dog.
I was gonna try and change it up, but Mojo finds a new way every week to come in and be like, "Hello, guys, let's talk."
Every fucking time, yo.
Without failure, yo, I can't find my microphone. That's weird.
So yo, Mo, are you in the market for a band? I got a nice white band. Go along with that mustache.
Yeah, that's cool.
Bang modes.
I'm gonna offer mysterious liquids. Hey, I got a Tupperware. It's half a gallon.
He said mysterious liquids.
Yeah, we get started in a minute. Right now, I'm having technical fucking difficulties and shit.
Yeah, it's that weird.
I mean, technically, didn't you already start?
Yeah,
explains everything. Oh no, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yo, just real quick. I want y'all to see this now. So that later,
it's like that, motherfucker.
It makes sense. You see my vape? You see how it's blue? Just keep this in mind for later.
Okay.
This is the most racist vape. You remember that last racist one that I had that was like the KKK vape? This is worse. And I'll explain later.
Is anything worse than what Kanye is deciding to do with his life right now? Have you guys heard? Hey, what did we talk about? You know what was it? What the fuck did we say we were gonna say? Shit. You know what's crazy? Kanye West. You know he put out a song. Come on, dog. Yo, he put out a song.
Wait, I was about to say,
don't do that. Don't do that.
Yet.
Don't do that yet. Don't do that yet. Matter of fact, man,
stay tuned, right?
I'm flyer than everybody. Everybody. You're cloud nine, higher than everybody. We stepping out on the town, we slide in every party.
Woo. Yeah, hold that fucking thought for just a second. God, to be more, you went ahead and just dove off the fucking board.
Mm-hmm. You was just trying to take it, huh? That mustache gave you just new strength.
Woo!
That's correct,
man.
It's
that Tom Selleck strength right there.
It's the stash.
He was like, "Sit back today, gentlemen. I got this.
I got this, boys. Put me on the big screen."
Oh, that is weird. Oh, anyway, my bad. I'm reading shit. Yo, welcome to the party, man. Y'all know what it is. I promise y'all, it's not gonna be this silly the whole time. What maybe, but welcome to the party. Y'all already know who it is, man. Pantha Politix Podcast. We are back in the building. Glad to have the whole squad back together. It's been crazy. Oh shit, I'm tearing up shit over here. What the fuck is happening? Yo, this is one. You know what? It's been one of them days, yo. Oh God, it's been one of them days, yo. I literally was like, I almost hit y'all and was like, yo, we really got a pod tonight, yo, because
yes,
it's been one of them today. But we in here. Yo, you know me, Seven Da Pantha, man, Carolina Hurricane, Ridiculous Slang, your baby mama's favorite rapper, Pie Strickland, and all that fly shit. If you getting the point. Of course, I got the family with me. P7, what's good, man?
Not much, man. Not much. Had some technical difficulties last week, but I'm back. I'm ready.
That's what's up, no doubt. Yeah, them same technical difficulties ended up snatching Monster the last 10 minutes of the pod too. So it's all good shit.
I didn't feel so bad at the end. You know what I mean? I was like, it wasn't just me.
Man, I tried until the very last second. Like, I hit them. I was like, hey, y'all, I don't know if this is going to work. They were like, we already wrapped. I was like, damn.
It's over, bro. Don't worry about it. It's cool. It's over. Oh, shit. Monster, listen, what's good with you?
Not a goddamn thing. Yo, where's my little name tag?
Yo, I don't know what happened to it. Oh, you know what? I think what might have to happen is I might have to take that out for us to see it.
Yeah, I fucked your mom.
Hey.
Everybody but Taz.
Oh, God. Yo, P, you ain't got no headline. Oh, man, he the odd man out and shit. Okay.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, shit. And, of course, we have Mojo Holmes. I mean, not Mojo Holmes. John Barnes. Mojo Barnes in the building. Mojo, what's good, man?
Oh, you know.
Now, I was trying not to go back here already because we just wilded out about this for like 8 minutes not quite 8 minutes in the intro, but
what, my mustache?
Your mustache, man. Like, I don't understand. I just don't get it. You make me want to go watch Vanessa Del Rio videos and shit.
Nah.
See, with you doing that,
gearing up for the mustache rides. Mustache rides.
Oh my God!
Exactly.
Now see,
do the laugh while you're doing it.
Mojo Jeremy over here.
He tries to. Oh shit! Mo Jeremy. Oh shit!
Thank you. I will be right back.
That's gonna be his new profile.
Mo Jeremy.
He doesn't have to leave to do that.
He doesn't. He just doesn't understand that yet. But being that it's Mojo, I'm gonna let him get away with it. It's okay. That dude is nuts, yo. But I definitely feel where he was coming from with the whole. You know what? I'm gonna let him do this. Mojo. Mo Jeremy, my man.
Yes.
You were beginning to broach a subject before we put you on pause to run the intro. So now, sir, what were you talking about?
I was talking about Kanye West, so we can keep this very brief. This man is, I don't know what he's doing. There's a level of fame that you get to where certain things need to be saved for like a therapist, your close friends, people who you trust that do not share things to outlets, social media outlets, anything like that, news outlets, things like that, where it can possibly make you look completely different from what we all knew you as. When we find out, and this is no shade, because I know everybody's got lives, everybody has history, but I don't know, man. But when you got a song called Cousins, and you're expressing, and you're like, he's being very transparent about the activity.
Oh yeah.
Me personally, I wouldn't go that far. Again, certain things should be saved for therapy. So you'll never hear me on a song talking about how I sucked my cousin's dick.
Why'd you get so close to the mic?
Because my daughter's still awake and I don't want her being
he's
like,
having,
what?
He's having flashbacks.
Dick? What's
he having flashbacks? That's what it was. He's having flashbacks. I'm gonna be honest with you. I heard it. Thought I was going crazy. I was like,
I wish I didn't hear it.
Maybe I'm making this up in my own brain.
Man, we have the same fever dream.
Well, I'll say this. I've had questions about the sanity of Kanye West. Like before people started having questions about the sanity of Kanye, I already had those. Like first, second album, I had those. You know what I'm saying? I was like, he's a genius, but I think he's fucking crazy.
I was like, man, this is the best artist of my generation. I want to be this man, but then I hear cousins, and I'm like,
I bet he sucked his cousin's dick.
I know, straight up, right after 808s and Heartbreak, his cousin got some good head off of that man.
Oh shit! Yo, this nigga. Hey, yo, listen, y'all already know. We talked about these things enough times to know this is not joking at the expense of anyone who's a victim. As a matter of fact,
at the expense of Kanye West, absolutely.
Kanye West was the predator in this situation,
right?
And he was the older cousin, so
right.
Okay,
what's so crazy? Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, just because I like, thank you for explaining. Because I heard the news, and I was like, that makes sense, and I moved on. Like, didn't do no other research, didn't hear anything else. I just kept scrolling,
right?
To look for the real news. Yeah. So, like, honestly, in reflection, and even as you guys started talking, I kind of figured maybe it was like a plea for sympathy because he said all that other wild shit. But now you're saying that he's the older and he was the predator.
No, I was honestly coming to that assumption without the whole cousin scenario. That further just kind of, I don't know, enlarges it, I guess. I don't know the right phrasing for that. Sure. I'm always trying to like dance around certain vocabulary in order to not have a pause-worthy moment, but it is what it is.
When you're talking about Kanye sucking his cousin's dick, it's bound to happen.
Yeah, I figure we're probably going to get through about, I don't know. I'm going to say about 7 pauses before we move on to the next subject. I'm going to put it up there. Yeah, exactly. There we go.
Yeah, pre-pause will be good. Yeah.
So
we kind of put it on the clock. 7 pre-pauses.
I felt like he was already a predator before this song came out. The reason being is because ever since Kim Kardashian, he has consistently, and I think he's on his 3rd one now, where he's trying to find the copy and paste version of it with like the lower quality or whatever. Like, I don't know who this next woman is, but he's got
another lady.
Yeah, he's posing with somebody that looks like the last one he was with.
Okay, yeah, I heard that he broke up with the naked chick.
But, Bianca Sensoria, is that her name?
He was done pimping her.
Yeah.
Apparently, she dumped him, from what I understood. But
because
self-respect, I guess.
Yeah,
that's what it was for real. That's what it was for real. Because she was like, this is not healthy, pretty much. To like sum it up, basically. Yeah, no, good for her for sure.
Woman naked everywhere.
Exactly,
naked everywhere.
That's weird. Mm-hmm. So now he's on to his 3rd one, who's another copy of the previous one he was with. And so it's just like, okay, so it definitely appears like you're trying to exude this aesthetic, and you're going to then grab at anything that fits that aesthetic. And it's weird. And so I'm like, okay, so then are you...
Is it weird? I mean, he's got a type. That's his type. Right?
It's still weird. The reason why I think it's weird is because what comes along with it. You can have a type. I've got a type, but I'm not at the same time subjecting them to being like naked everywhere. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not subjecting them to things that kind of lower their, I don't know, their overall like lust for life. I don't fucking know. I'm just being dramatic.
I'm gonna say this. In regards to what you was just saying, I'll say this because I was just having a conversation with somebody yesterday about somebody we know who owns a record label. And he has his own personal issues with how that person does business or who they choose to sign. And I said, well, they started the label for whatever their reasons were, but they are free to sign whoever the fuck they want if they started a record label.
Right.
What we think has no bearing on that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you're not harming anyone by signing the people you want to work with. You know what I'm saying? There's no harm involved in that. The difference in this scenario being, well, no, not a difference. The same thing. I said, not only do you have your preference of who you want to work with, but you also aren't trying to sign anybody that you can't jerk just a little. Pause. But you're trying to sign anybody you can't. I got you.
Okay. All right. So
You want, you know, I said, well, yo, this dude probably wants people he can control. If he knows that people know who they are and they have themselves solidified in who they are as an artist, you can't rob that person. You can't tell that person who to be because they already know who they are. You know what I'm saying? I think in Kanye's case, it's a very similar situation. He fucked around and married Kim Kardashian. There's no way on earth you controlling any of them women. I don't give a fuck who you are, because their mother bred fucking dragons. You can't control them. You know what I'm saying? And once he realized that, then it was a matter of, oh, let me find a version of that I can control. Mm-hmm. But then you utilize that control so damagingly that she walked the fuck away from you. And like,
yeah.
Yo, man, it's
right there.
I know a lot of people.
There are plenty of people out there. Kanye's got a problem where he's just pulling, he's not telling them this is what I want you to do. There are plenty of women out there that want to be walking around naked on leashes and doing all that kind of stuff. He can find a carbon copy that wants that, but he's subjecting these women, like they're getting with him, thinking that, oh, I'm with Kanye West. I'm gonna have a great time going to places and doing things. Oh, I gotta what? Nothing?
Right.
I can't wear anything?
I gotta give you head on a boat. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
I mean, without getting banned, of course.
Oh, they cousins.
No. I guess
what?
The one thing that I would say is I see a lot of people being like, well, I don't understand this, or maybe it's this in regards to Kanye. Don't try and understand insanity. It's never going to work out well. You're never going to be able to do it. Unless you want to put yourself in that boat. And there have been plenty of people that have did it. I mean, look at Heath Ledger.
That's two. That's two.
Mm-hmm.
That's two.
Yeah. But no, look at Heath Ledger. Like, he wanted to understand insanity, to be able to play insanity. And he did it. And it drove him insane. And then he offed himself. Don't try and understand insanity if you're not willing to pay the price to understand it.
Pay the piper.
Because there is a price.
Pipe the payer.
That's it.
No, you're right. You're right.
That's wild.
Just
that's wild.
Just kind of flabbergasted a bit, though, because
Pipe the payer.
Yeah.
You know the deal.
God.
Like, why would anybody, after seeing his wig out and all that good stuff, why do women think that they can change him, that they'll be different?
Do you think that's what they're trying to do?
I mean, they're thinking they're not going to be the ones that are going to get caught up, or they're looking for a payout. I mean, you know what I mean? You get married to him, and then you get divorced, and hopefully you can get, half. I don't think so. But because I'm pretty sure he has prenups. He made a whole song about it.
He made a whole
We will. I ain't saying she a gold digger. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like either it's starstruck, like I'm with Kanye West, right? And you just didn't know what you were getting into, or you just didn't think you were the one, or I don't know. You thought it was real love. I don't know. I just don't understand why would you even mess with this man after his history.
I got an answer, and it's very, very close to home, very close to my heart. I did an album with a nigga called Drugs. Never mind. We just leave that there. Go ahead, man. So what was you saying? What was you saying?
Facts.
I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? I will say this. And I have to give credit where it's due. I always feel that it's necessary that is done. Kanye West, despite the fact that you haven't made an album that I gave a fuck about since a long time ago, somehow here we are in 2025 on Pantha Politix Podcast on the Pantha Politix Network. I've evolved beyond being an artist, and now we doing brand new shit, and I'm still talking about your ass. Pause. What the fuck? But
how many are we at? 4?
Yo, I don't know. Let's say 4. All right, yeah.
Yeah, we're getting close. We're getting close.
4.
But he has found a way.
Remaining.
despite not being not remaining at the top tier in regards to the music itself, he's found a way to stay a heavy topic of conversation in hip hop culture, regardless. Regardless of whether you like the music, regardless of whether you think he lost his mom when his mama died, regardless of like whatever you think about Kanye West, he's found a way to do that and stay.
You know how he has, right? First, we gotta understand that hip hop is just more than just the music, right? So Kanye is a fashion designer. Kanye is a trendsetter. That's what he really wanted to be. Music was just something he did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just like hip hop, we dabble in a bunch of different things. I used to be a DJ back in the day. Now I do film. You know what I'm saying? It's totally he's dabbling. He was successful at it. When he went to try to become the fashion designer with Yeezys and all that kind of stuff, whatever, and tried to become Basquiat and tried to become, whatever the fashion guru of the time is, that's when he started to, go crazy. But I don't know those circles. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what kind of influences he was given that, he thought he can do both. Like the music he puts out is not even music anymore. He just puts out little joke songs and that kind of stuff. It's not real, except, maybe being on a boat.
Yeah, the influence he was given. Was I just released a whole album with the influence he was given. Like, dog, I just told you I did an album with a nigga named Drugs. You understand me?
You should check it out.
Every time I listen to Gravitas, I think about Kanye. Every time I listen to Gravitas, I'm gonna tell you what I see. I see Kanye West and David Ruffin and Bobby Brown and all. I see all of these people dancing right past my face when Gravitas is playing. So
hip hop junkie.
Kanye is on something. And it's not just his own narcissism that he's on. It's something else. It's a whole lot going on over there. There's a whole lot going on over there that we're never gonna know until maybe he passes away and somebody does a tell-all or some shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
To find out.
It'll be whatever they want it to be. They'll make up some stuff like they did with Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
With all the grimy shit that Diddy did, I should not enjoy talking about him more.
That part. That part. Hell yeah. Oh man, we got Joe.
Like I miss the days of Diddy.
Oh, he's coming back.
Heard? Oh yeah, it's coming because
the day of
it's a lot of shit going on over there.
The dawn.
The days of Diddy. All the days of Diddy.
Oh my god.
Yo,
that shit is wild, son. Oh my god. Yo, that's fucked up though. Like the biggest shit we talk about in here is a lot of this shit ain't got nothing to do with the music. It ain't really got nothing to do with none of the elements of the culture outside of the media side of things. Like none of it ain't got shit to do with how much. Like they ain't talking about who killing it on the bars. They ain't talking about who beats is the crazy right now. They talking about who doing the wildest shit. You know what I'm saying? And I remember a point in time when all we had to talk about was the music because we ain't know what motherfuckers was doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I prefer that.
I think in the 90s, that's when it really started to take away from the music, because then there was a lot of controversy about what the music was doing to people instead of what it actually was.
No doubt.
We're not talking about the quality anymore. We're talking about, oh no, Timmy's deciding to listen to NWA for the first time. Let's see how it affects his, whatever. So I no longer believe that relevancy has to do with the music anymore. I think it's just what's the wildest thing you can do. And Kanye's always like, I can push it as far as I want it to be. That's like my cousin's.
To Seb's point, though, I'm sorry. Go ahead, P.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say to Seven's point, even in the 90s when they were talking about gangster rap and the impact that it had on society, it's still talking about the culture. There was a war on hip hop culture.
Yes, absolutely.
And it was talking about the bars. It was still they were talking about the impact, but it was because of wanting to silence it. I agree with you, Mo. That's when you started to branch out past just like, hey, this new album came out. No. And you really started to get into the cultural aspects of things, and even cultural impact is not a bad discussion. It's just weaponized by white motherfuckers. But from there, like, we've moved past that discussion and followed suit with everybody else. Hollywood's not about Hollywood anymore. It's about Hollywood scandal.
Right.
You know, most music isn't about music anymore. It's about, you know, the fucking social media influencer bullshit. Yes. So we need to get back to the elements of every aspect of culture. Now, most of the motherfuckers I don't care about, so I'll just go down to hip hop culture and say, yeah, we need to get back to the fucking culture of things. And there are people out there that genuinely feel like they're trying, but I don't know, maybe I've just become too jaded. It feels like it's like a setup because we've seen it too many times before.
Thanks. That's real shit. I think so I look at it like this. In the 90s, you're right, absolutely, in regards to that, because that was the point when hip-hop media, in regards to magazines and all of these other things, started becoming massively important to people. Mm-hmm. I for one, for a long time, kept certain copies of The Source and Double XL and all these other, I kept them because of certain articles that were in them or a certain review that was in it. Like the Source with the 5 mic Illmatic review, I had that shit for 20 years. You know what I'm saying? And if I can find a way to get it on back order, I'm gonna get it again, because that's something I want to have in my possession, because I remember that's a very important part of my recollection of my ride through hip hop culture. You know what I'm saying? So in the 90s, you had that. Boom. So now we got The Source and now they're competing to beat each other in regards to being the top magazine. So they're going for the farthest reach and the farthest reach and the farthest reach and trying to get further and further and further into these people's stories to tell you shit that you ain't really going. Like, you can hear motherfuckers say some shit on the song, but most motherfuckers gonna take that as entertainment. Most people are smart enough to know, oh, this is a cool song. I don't expect to come around the corner to where you live at and see you doing that. That's not what I expect. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't until the 90s and all of that came, and now they know the cameras in front of them. They know people writing these stories, and that's when the Keep It Real era came. So now all these motherfuckers trying to act out what they doing in their songs, even though they was never built like that before they started making a record. So, bang, you move that into the 2Ks, into Monster's point. You're absolutely right. When it comes to that point now, it's evolving way past us. At first, it started out as an attack on us, but it evolved way past that. So now, like you said, Hollywood ain't Hollywood no more. It's about the scandal. That's why they be making the same fucking movie for 20 years and ain't nobody said shit. You know what I'm saying? And think about something. How many times have you actually seen an advertisement for a movie and be like, oh, wow, I never seen that?
Only if it was independent.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Exactly. But that's not Hollywood. That's independence, like us. So, yeah, I mean, it's fucked up to me that I feel like the media should be a beneficial add-on to the culture, not a detriment. But the way that it's mass-produced and the way that they compete for it, they compete to be the one in the mainstream, makes it ultimately super detrimental to the culture, all the way across the board. So, yeah, that's why I don't really be tripping off. Like, oh, did you read such and such? Oh, did you see so-and-so's pod? Now, it's only certain pods I watch, yo. I know lots of motherfuckers do interviews. It's only certain people I watch because they interview people from a standpoint of somebody that respect the culture and the craft of what they do. Not just, I'm getting you on here to try to get to the bag. Like, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I don't know. That went way longer than I said that I wanted to. But, yeah.
It's a necessary conversation, though.
Hey, it is definitely a necessary conversation to have, because I've been having thoughts about that for a while. We've been talking about it off and on the pod and that kind of stuff about, you know, what is the culture? How do we define the culture? We need to take the culture back. How do we do that? You know, all that kind of stuff. So it's definitely something I wish maybe later on we can actually discuss later, and maybe a full pod we can get into it, because there's a lot of points there. There's a lot of things, like, I have a lot of questions, like,
absolutely,
really, what is the culture? You know what I mean? We had to define in the early 80s. 90s, it started to slip to add-ons. You know, people started doing different things. Gangster rap came in, conscious hip-hop later on there. You know, we started adding to the culture. And then it got, like you said, demonified. And then obscured. And then it became about billboards and how much recklessness you can do and all this other action. So, like, what is the culture really? I know KRS is out there, you know, evangelizing and stuff. There's other people talking more intellectual. But we haven't really, as a people, as a culture, as Hip Hop Nation, sat down and said and defined it. You know, we don't have a constitution, I guess. You know. So
1 second. I just want to say on behalf of hip hop that as long as he running around defending Africa Bambaataa, the KRS-One don't speak for us. My bad. Continue.
And see, that's it, right? So you got like founders that still support, say, things that we don't care for, especially things we don't care for, right? And so we don't have founding fathers that we can sit there and stick up for. We're not like Americans, right? We're not going to gloss over the fact that Jefferson was having sex with his wives or his slaves. We're not going to, gloss over the fact that George Washington's teeth are his slaves' teeth. You know what I mean? We're not going to gloss over the fact that Bambaataa got caught up doing some shit. You know what I mean? We're not going to gloss over that. We keep it real. Or is that just a slogan that we had for a time? Or is that part of our culture? So that's the real, for some of us that grew up in that time, it is very much so. For the others who never even really heard it or it was implied, it is sometimes, unless I'm getting that bag. So it's like, come on, man, what is it?
Honestly,
yeah, we definitely need to have a further conversation on that.
Yeah, and I'll say this in closing, but we I think at this juncture, when you talk about the keep it real element, hip hop culture keeps it real. The problem is when the culture got conflated with the music business and all the other businesses that attach themselves to the culture, that's where it got fucked up. So the culture has always been what it is. Always. You can still go somewhere and see motherfuckers, B-boys and B-girls getting down. You can still go anywhere. See, we was just Mojo was just talking about the fly ass graffiti we saw in Miami when he was on Fresh Juice. Like all of those things still exist. We know motherfuckers that DJ. We know DJs. You know what I'm saying? So like the culture has always been alive. The problem is always the things on the outside that cloud the people's sight of what the culture is doing because all you see is the bright shit. When most of the time, we already know the underground is dark. So like underground dark, they don't see us shining like that. Like they let them do that. Like, but if you really want the real, you got to come to us. You can't get it from them. You can't. Sorry. Sucks to be them. Now I'm gonna say this before I do what I'm about to do. I'm gonna say this first. This was totally this conversation flowing the way it flowed and where I'm about to take it, totally accidental. That wasn't the program, but things happen for a reason. Follow me. Intro, Kanye, molestation, culture. Do y'all know the Pope just died?
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did y'all know that? Oh, you know what? Matter of fact, I know for a fact that I my brothers have some. I'm gonna shut the fuck up, please.
All right. Pete, you want to start it out? Because I don't really give a fuck that he died.
Right.
I want to talk about what comes next. But
so look. So if y'all don't know, me and Monster, we take long road trips sometimes and we listen to conspiracy things and all this other stuff or whatever. And, it just passes the time as we make it a 6-hour drive to do some work, you know what I mean? Working on stuff. Now, I heard, though, before all of this, about a prophecy. And I didn't have time because I was rehearsing some other stuff or whatever, but Monster ended up doing all the research on it. But I heard there was a prophecy about the Pope, and this particular Pope died. This one. So if Monster, you can go ahead and just take the rest of it. But yeah.
So the prophecy of the popes. I can't bring up the articles or anything because there's a lot, a few names, but I don't give a fuck. Because if I start messing with my computer, my internet's gonna geek out. I ain't gonna do it. But the prophecy of the popes was written in the 1100s. Not only did it talk about past popes and then the present, it talked about future popes. And it has been wildly accurate. It names all of them, or at least refers to them. A lot of them, they say like one sentence about them. And conspiracy brain, okay, if you're looking for something, maybe you can figure out how it fits. But some of them are pretty on the fucking nose.
Pause.
Now, the problem with that is the prophecy of the popes predicted Pope Francis. It also predicted that he was going to be the last. And after his death, the end of days would start. And the person to take over I think it's the papistry, after that point, is going to spawn the end of days.
The papistry.
Now, in the basilica in Rome, there's little they're big, but like with all of them, like they look little as fuck when you actually see the pictures. But there's portraits of all the popes. Now, they didn't do this from the very beginning, but they started very early on, and they would post a portrait of the new pope. Now, this is where it starts getting a little fuzzy, because we've already said, it's the end times now. But these two things have nothing to do with each other. They're both about popes, but it wasn't the same creators.
Right.
All of the positionings of these portraits, there were spaces left open for brand new popes. The original setup after Francis would have left one space available. And it was dictated that after that final space was filled, the papistry would end and the end of times would begin. Hence, that final person spawning the end of days. Now, in like 1847, there was a big ass fire in the church. And they were like, whoa, let's add a few more. Because they wouldn't fix it. So by all rights, right now, there's still 6 open. But they didn't always used to be there. So if somebody writes the prophecy that, Armageddon's coming, and you're like, give us an extra 50 years, that's all here, just put some new shit up. Does that count? So there are multiple things in Catholicism that say the next person to take that seat is going to end the world. So,
all right,
go ahead.
I got a question. So you're saying, because Mama Fraser did raise a Baptist boy, right? Mm-hmm. You're saying that the next pope is gonna be the Antichrist.
I'm not saying it.
I'm just like, because now, and you're also implying that the Vatican, someone in the Vatican was like, I'm gonna try to thwart prophecy, burnt out the basilica real quick, and try to be like, add 6 more, right? I mean,
the world came in.
That's pretty slick.
I mean,
oh, shit.
When the wine started to run out, Jesus was like, no, you keep the party going.
Right?
So,
hold up.
I don't usually do this. But,
maybe there's precedence to it.
Go ahead and bring them off a little previews of the remake.
Final note to it. In the prophecy of the popes, it also states a year that this will occur, which is 2,000 years plus the age of the Holy Child, Jesus Christ. 2,000 years. Jesus Christ died at the age of 27.
He died at 33.
No. Well,
that's what Nas said.
I'd have to go back. Well, right. Let me go back and do the math. I need to go back and read the shit. But anyway, it was a bunch of fucking numbers. But they broke it all down, and apparently they're saying 2027. That's the end. So if they take a little bit of time, to identify the next one? I don't know.
Antichrist.
Oh my goodness.
So I'll shoot you all the notes.
That's wild
but
shit.
Yeah, so that's yeah.
That is crazy.
Wow.
Like, first of all, I just want to say, Catholics, y'all some crazy motherfuckers, yo. Like, I just want to say that, yeah, it literally, yeah, it says around 2027, absolutely. Catholics, y'all wild, yo. Y'all wild. That's some wild shit y'all believe. Like, I mean, it's cool. Like, I get it. Everybody got to add their shit. Like, we got Popeye and Mickey Mouse and shit. So, I mean, like, it's cool. Like, do your thing.
People thought it was going to be 2000. People thought it was going to be 2012. I ain't saying that it's going to be happening. I'm just saying I need Mojo to get everybody really high so that they will make me the next pope.
I got you. I'm working on it.
Shit,
THC infused air.
Hey, that sounds like my
wait. Don't they burn some papers or whatever, and then the smoke goes up,
shake the thing or whatever.
The black smoke means they haven't solidified a vote, and the white smoke means that a new pope has been crowned.
Yeah.
So what's the green smoke gonna mean?
Means everybody's
high.
Means everybody's high.
Going to
means
get
Monster
high right
is
now.
the new pope.
Right?
Oh yeah, going to get high.
Crazy.
I got you guys.
Hell yeah. Yo, you know what? Okay, so look, I'm gonna just say this, and I don't mean no. When I said that, I don't mean no disrespect to nobody's religion.
I do.
I mean maybe, but like, you know, nah, like seriously though, like believe whatever the fuck you believe. I don't care. But when it's all said and done, I this is the thing that bothers me about people in their religions, because you'll blindly believe some words in a book that you never saw nobody write, or that you wasn't around when it got put together and shit. And not only that, you refuse to apply logic to anything. That's just what it is. So you said, God said, pray for it and I'll get it. That ain't what it say, but that's what you want to believe. It said, if you pray on it and you put the work in, it'll help you out. That's what it say. You know what I'm saying?
I love
and,
the doers.
And y'all can come at me sideways about it all you want to. I grew up in the church. I read the Bible 50 times while I was in prison. So, and it wasn't even on no religious shit. I just needed something to read, and it was right there. So let's be very clear. And this ain't just for Christians. This ain't just for Catholics. This ain't just for this is for everybody. If you prescribe to any kind of religion, and you hear something in the course of you studying that religion that don't make sense, challenge that shit. Challenge it. Don't be a bitch. Challenge it. Because the moment you do, the response from the people who are supposed to be, let me not say response, because responses are usually logical things. There's nothing logical about any of that. The reaction that you get from the people who are supposed to be able to make this make sense to you should tell you everything you want to know. Case in point, saw a 9-year-old kid ask a question in Sunday school. Perfectly logical question. I was like, you know what? At 29 years old, I know motherfuckers that don't think to ask that. I'm waiting to hear the answer too. Let's see what you do with this one. Do you know that this Sunday school teacher had the audacity to tell this child, you don't ask those kind of questions. You believe.
That's indoctrination.
Mm-hmm.
I said,
excuse me.
Excuse me. I was like 17.
Hold up.
Excuse me. Where you get that from? Yo, matter of fact, I'm not. Anyway, but yeah, challenge that shit, yo, please, because all this prophecy about the world ending, all y'all motherfuckers up in y'all feelings, y'all in the fucking store fighting over tissue paper. Like, what the fuck you gonna go with tissue with the world in, nigga? Think about it.
Shit and comfort.
This is crazy, yo.
Set that shit on fire and throw it.
Right. No, those things burn so well.
Oh, fuck, man.
Bro, even when they wrote it, like, work harder and pray, that was basically just saying, yo, work harder, peasant. Like, that's all that was.
Work harder with your bum ass.
Yeah. The kings handed down, yo, this is the word of God. You better work harder. Give me my money, bitch.
Bro, I'm so
Man.
I'm over it. But at the end of the day, if you think about it, okay, so check this. This is a funny thing, right? just to bring it back full circle to hip hop. The funny thing is, we know the whole Pope thing is some fuck shit. But think about how often the Pope and the prestige and the aura around the Pope is mentioned in hip hop. And people use it just like people use Trump to talk about how they want their pockets to be when they, you know what I'm saying, when the illusion, for those who prefer to believe the illusion was that he's just the super rich motherfucker. I mean, he is, but like not the way y'all think, because he's failed far more than y'all care to admit. It's bugged out to me when I think about it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, damn, we know this is some bullshit. Why are we talking about it? But I myself personally made a Pope reference very recently. So I'm not being a hypocrite when I say this, because I said, ain't nobody immune. Flinch, I will air the Pope. Clearly, I wasn't talking about Francis because I wasn't over there. Leave me alone. But yeah, could have been Olivia. I don't know. Anyway, oh shit. Oh man, I was thinking. I had a crazy dream the other night. That we was at SoFlo again. It was wild, yo. That shit was. I didn't eat the cookie this time. I didn't eat the whole cookie this time. Oh man, but it was dope, man. I want to go back soon. You know what I'm saying? Soon.
Yeah.
Shit. Mojo, man.
North Carolina, man.
We should definitely hit North Carolina. Definitely that. Hey, see how y'all doing? I know some of y'all watch, even though y'all don't want to. Never mind, we ain't gonna get into it, but we ain't gonna get into it. Never mind. I had that conversation with them another time. I just realized though, Mojo, when Mojo reached out with his pick for High Notes this week, I was like, yeah. And it kind of sent me down a rabbit hole at that point, because I was kind of remembering everything that happened while we was down there. But you know what? It ain't up to me to talk about that. It ain't up to me to talk about that. We about to get into it. Y'all already know what time it is, man.
You know what time it is. It's fucking High Notes with Mojo Barnes, where we cover everything from buds to beats, baby.
This is crazy.
What's up, baby?
What's up, baby?
Mustache in the building.
This nigga's crazy, yo.
You know, I got to light up one time for this segment. So, okay. All right.
Likewise.
So this time, for High Notes, we have decided to cover Amir Rhymes. He released a project this year with a cohort by the name of Drosky. First time listening to Drosky. This album is called Fall in Place. We met Amir Rhymes in Miami during this whole SoFlo bonanza. It was a fun time in Miami. So upon listening to this album, you know, it had actually been a while since I had actually listened to Amir Rhymes. And so I think Amir Rhymes is a really good artist. He definitely reminds me of somebody who I felt like I would have run into over at like a TTS type of event. Somebody local, somebody who just is, you know, doing their own thing. His like shtick is an Iron Man mask, but it's not like the typical red and gold or whatever, the crimson and gold or whatever that Tony Stark uses. He's kind of just made it a plain color, but it kind of gives off this sort of like MF Doom sort of vibe. This anonymous spitter, and the kid's dope. I think he's a really good artist. I think that what he does is very true to what we would all consider to be hip hop. Like the beats are super mainstream sounding. They're very like sample chopped. You know what I mean? Like it's all samples. I mean, I guess these days you can kind of it's all about perspective. These beats to me don't sound like the same typical shit that I would hear on Sirius XM radio, the type of shit I would hear on SoundCloud. And so it's not to take away from the overall quality. It just means like he's putting out his music, and that's a type of platform to make it available for people. But I mean, we've got all kind of different streaming platforms. So it's on Spotify, it's on Apple Music and whatnot. But again, the project is called Fall in Place, came out this year. It's a nice little EP. It's only about 9 tracks. I think it's, I gotta hit the blunt one time.
I like that, no doubt. You
I gotta think about it, because I don't think this is a bad project whatsoever. I do, however, believe that this is like a filler episode. This is like filler music, so that way there is an expansion of content. That's what I felt when I listened to this album. It's not bad whatsoever. I think Amir Rhymes is a good lyricist. I think that even Drosky is a good lyricist. This is my first time listening to him. There's a few other features on here as well that, you know, definitely deserve. It's like maybe 1 or 2 that deserve some shine and stuff like that and attention. But there were a few tracks that I had really kind of highlighted and pinpointed, because those were the ones that spoke to me the most. I kind of want to start off with like just ripping the Band-Aid off and talking about what I didn't like. There's a song on there called Spy versus Spy, and I didn't particularly enjoy that one the most, because it's literally to do with the hook.
Mm-hmm.
The overall message of the hook is extremely confusing, because I'm thinking, because you guys know Spy versus Spy, right? You know, Mad TV, all that good shit. So I'm thinking this is going to be some Meth versus Chef type situation. It's not that. We are talking about women, I guess. There's a lot of Tribe Called Quest callbacks and I think it's in Drosky's verse. I felt like it deteriorated the quality overall of the project, because I did not feel as if it really stuck to one particular topic. But then again, I'm listening to the whole project and I'm like, it's just a constant stream of consciousness. There's no like one topic that they're sticking with. It's like, okay, I said one thing, what does it sound like, or what does it make me want to move to next? It's not like, okay, I'm talking about, just for this song specifically, we're not talking about women. It's like, okay, we're talking about women, and then, you know, I'm talking about what thinking about women makes me feel like, and then I'm thinking about what the next thing it makes me like, type of thing. So it's like, I'm thinking about water. Okay, what does water sound like? Wallet, a watch, a waffles. Like, that's the kind of vibe it gave me listening to this whole
I'm fucking dead, yo.
This is just me being critical off of that song alone, because the rest of the project I actually enjoyed. And my joint rating may surprise you guys, but overall, I thought that this song was not the best project, or the best option for this project. It just sounded like they were working together. Let's put this on here because we got it done. As far as my favorite track, Enough is Enough, that one right there definitely made me feel like it highlighted the stream of consciousness that we're getting from both of these artists, because it just seemed like the way that they were putting the bars together, it just they all clicked. Like, it just felt better on this beat. It felt better overall, just because they were just doing it right on this one. You know what I mean? Because they're doing this whole like stream of consciousness on every track. And I'm going to continue to refer it to that, because it doesn't sound like there's one specific theme with each verse. It just goes from here's 2 bars. I need to figure out a way to transition this into the next bar. Like a freestyle, you know? Like, it kind of just reminded me of a freestyle. What can I attach this to make it sync with 16 bars, you know?
Man, I mean,
yeah, I mean, that's really what it is for me. I'll talk about it. There's another track that I'll talk about, and it's called Costco.
Mm-hmm.
I had to think about it, because it's not just lyrics, there's beats involved as well. And so I really like the Costco beat. I just overall, like, I just got a higher elevation feeling. Like, this is the height of luxury type of vibe from this beat specifically. There's no drums on it. It's a beautiful loop, and they just flow across the loop, you know what I mean, effortlessly. So I thought it was pretty good. Like, these guys are good rappers. They know how to merge their bars together, and I can get with the jumping from consonant, or not consonant, but like forgetting my words for vocabulary and things like that. But the way, like the waffle wallet water type thing, like they do a good job on this beat doing that. So yeah, like what did you guys think about it?
I think you're being really generous, but I do agree with you. It feels like a sampling platter. It feels like it's these are the things we can do, right? But not coherent. And it felt like I was listening to a homeboys of mine's mixtape type thing, like before he put the album together, before he put the full thing together. Because the grittiness of the beat and all that, I kind of dig. I do dig that. But it was there's times where they're not rapping on beat, times they're rapping off beat, times where the transitions weren't smooth.
Right.
Sometimes I'm like, that's an interesting word choice you chose there, because I don't think you think it means what you think it means. So it's just a lot of that going on. And so if I gotta think about it too much, if I'm trying to actually bust out the thesaurus to be able to put it together, and there's a lot of vernacular that's just not my generation, so I'm just kind of missing some things. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to the actual meaning behind it, especially with Spy versus Spy, I was really lost.
Yeah.
With that song. But I did dig the Costco beat. Costco beat I kind of want to use that for something.
Yeah.
You know. So, but I do film, so I'm not gonna rip it for another rapper, nothing like that.
This is stick up. Shit.
So as far as the kind of inconsistency goes, I've seen this before where he might have got with Drosky. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, I think so.
He might have got with Drosky, and maybe they were just going to do one or two tracks. Maybe it started as just them doing one track together. But then, to your point, like they accent each other really well. So through that, they might have been like, yo, let's do another track, or like, yo, here, you feature on this on yours and I'll feature on this. And then all of a sudden you just like, yo, fuck it, we're going to do an EP. But because you've already done 2 or 3 tracks, you just start adding on to shit. I've seen that happen before and create kind of a disjointed album. I'm not saying that that's what happened here, because I didn't talk to him before this album occurred, obviously. But I've seen that plenty of times before, especially when you're, you got kind of a dual feature on an album. From there, like, as far as the beat selection goes, as far as the kind of stream of consciousness, even the lack of transition, like, I ain't saying that I know the dude crazy well, but just even in the short time that we were with him, all of that makes sense in kind of knowing the dude. Because that's kind of who he was on stage too. And like, even just talking with him after and having those conversations, like he's very like analytical. But even in conversation, he doesn't like transition to a topic. He just goes. So none of that is surprising. And I think that's why, like, to me, like, a lot of the stuff I was like, yeah, cool. Like, my biggest critique of the album is I wish it would have been mixed a little better, because I felt like the beat to vocal was very unbalanced. And especially when you're talking about a stream of conscious rapper, like, he needs to make sure that he's very clear. I don't know if that's due to investment or, who he had mixing it. I think that could have been done better. Everything else, just by having very little conversation with him, but knowing him off the stage. Like, to me, I'm like, yo, this is exactly what I remember of him. And like, yeah, I'm satisfied. So I liked it. There are things that I could critique, but I'm like, yo, to me, this was a very, very good representation of him. And I was completely satisfied.
Okay.
That's interesting because I wasn't with you guys when you guys were down in Florida, right?
Yeah.
So I never met him, and this is my first time actually hearing him. So, not knowing that, and then having listened to a bunch of stream of consciousness rappers from up here, right? When that's what you're going to be listening to, because I didn't even know it was going to be stream of consciousness, right? Because you guys kind of already got this preloaded in your mind. So like I had no idea. So I'm just listening to it for the first time, going, okay, all right, and then trying to find somebody that I can relate it to understand how to listen to it. You know what I'm saying? Because we got like Zen Seizure, we got like Jules Hunter, all those guys. They all do stream of consciousness, but this was a little bit something different. It felt like I said, it didn't feel like it was put together, not like theirs is a well thought out, stream. Versus it was just like random thoughts. But if you're saying that's just the way he is, and that's like it's random thoughts, it's deep, and then he's out. I got to take another listen and kind of to see if I can hear it differently.
Honestly, I would love for you to meet him in person. It's going to be a dope conversation.
Words of bond. Yeah, Amir is a good dude.
Yeah, he is.
I was highly okay, let me not say highly impressed, but I was impressed with what I saw when we was in Florida. Yeah, definitely that. With that said, I ain't like it. I ain't like it. I'll be honest. It's there's a combination of reasons why it just ain't for me. But the easiest way for me to put it is this: it reminds me of guys that I heard in college trying to be Wu-Tang when Wu-Tang first came out. That's what it reminds me of. That's what it reminds me of. I am big on the beats. Like the Costco beat was dope. It's a few joints on there that I think kind of fire, but like a lot of the shit, I'm just like, yeah, I'd have been like, if I'm sitting in front of the producer and he played this, I'm like, hey, go ahead to the next one. It just ain't stick with me, like I fuck with Amir Rhymes, and he's got other projects that I've listened to that I think that I'll go back to and listen to, like no disrespect and nothing. I probably will never listen to this again. It just ain't for me. You know what I'm saying? It feels very, like you said, the rhyming being disjointed. That type of rhyming becomes more problematic for me the older I get. You know what I'm saying? And the more I analyze what people say. Like even Ghostface started bringing it together. Like it's not all over the place no more. He's not just making up shit as he go. Like, and once I heard that, I was like, I'm not tripping. I'm not tripping. At a point, that's cool. It's fly, you're doing the fly shit, yeah, whatever. But at a point, if you really want it to resonate with people and stick, you gotta bring it back together. You gotta make it make sense. There wasn't a whole lot about this that made sense to me. It did, however, feel at times like it felt when I was watching them on stage in Florida. Now, I am one to say that I am such a big proponent, a big supporter of live performance that I could really dig you live, but not want to fuck with your music on Spotify. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing, and it's okay that that's the case. But it's just like I fuck with you, but it's like it's got to be live because I can't listen to this. It kind of throw my whole shit off. Like I was riding down the street listening to this, and I was just like, I'm glad it's daytime and like I'm smoking sativa right now because otherwise I'd probably take a nap while I'm driving.
Environment matters.
Yeah, absolutely. So like during the day. It was bright out, you know what I'm saying? I got the sativa going, and I was able to rock through the whole thing. And there was times I heard lines that made me, all right, yeah. I didn't do it a lot though, you know what I'm saying? And that's disappointing for me because I know the bar is the most important thing to me. So like, yeah, I mean it's cool. I'd like to hear them go back to it, and I think Monster, you might be right. I feel like maybe they started out at a point because maybe those songs that sound the best are the ones that they started out with. And then after that, when they started trying to throw shit on top of it to try to build a whole project out of some shit that was just supposed to be Lucy's, shit get a little shaky at that point. You know what I'm saying? So, and again, no diss. Like I actually think, you know what I'm saying, I dig each of them in their own. Well, I dig the person who did the production. I think the same person did all the beats, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, like for the most part, like you bat a good percentage. It wasn't, you have more good beats than bad ones, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Emir Rhymes had more dope verses than bad ones, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Even Drosky, more dope verses than bad ones, in my opinion. But unfortunately for y'all, it ain't always line up at the same time. And that's a problem when you're talking about a project. So yeah, that's pretty much my take on it. But yeah, salute the auto for real. Salute.
So I actually decided to give this project one joint. Exactly. So
okay,
because it literally happened.
You're gonna take one to the face and just think.
That's right. No, that's absolutely right. That is literally what happened. Because I'm not listening with the idea of like I need to be focusing to really get with it. But
right.
I smoked one joint. I faced a joint. That's literally what happened. I faced a joint and I was like,
I see you.
I get it.
Now let's listen to this shit.
Now run it from the top.
Yo, that's what's up.
No, I actually when I got, because I listened to this project like every day since I suggested it on my way to work. And I'm like, I just don't get it. Because for every single reason that every one of you guys have pointed out, it's just you can't grasp a concept at all because they're just jumping from one thing to the next because it sounds good. And Seven's absolutely right. It's not the best album in my opinion. I feel like it takes away from the overall quality of, or potential. Let me use that word. I think it takes away from the overall potential because I can't relate to not a goddamn thing that you guys are saying. And that's a lot of what I'm like looking for when I'm listening to music. A lot of the music that I love to listen to have bars that I can resonate with on my everyday trip to work. You know what I mean? It's a mood, it's a feeling, and I don't get any feeling from this because I know you guys are fighting to be the dopest rapper on the planet. But what's past that? Like, Amir, why do you wear a fucking mask? And I'm not trying to be funny. It's just, is there something like deeper to it than that? Like what's who's the man behind the mask?
Well, how about I'm gonna hit him up and try to get him on Skyballs and see if we can find out.
Sure.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna say what it is, but he actually did explain the mask. I don't know if you guys were there for the conversation.
Probably not.
But it's also not my story to tell because it's personal stuff. But yeah, he actually did. He did explain why he wears the mask.
Yo, he has a podcast.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, he has a podcast. So
he wears a mask.
What is it about?
I honestly don't know. I think it's just like a random topic type of thing because he was asking for topic requests on Instagram, and so it doesn't give me the vibe that it's linear. I think it's just what do you guys want to talk about, and what do you guys want to know about my opinion on it?
Honestly, with his stream of consciousness like focus, he might just be looking for random ass topics to be able to do the rabbit hole shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be fire. I'd go and check it out. And it's kind of the same thing with the album. Like I don't think that this is going to end up on my album of the year list at all, but I could see myself going back to this album when I'm not driving down the street. But to me, it's like Shakespeare. It's like, yo, I'm gonna go read this shit again, and it might be dry, but I'm going to read it differently than I did last time.
True.
True.
That brings a whole new level of power to the album. Like, don't go into it hyper focused, right? Like just fucking listen to it.
Yeah, just take the ride.
Yeah.
So
It's still a one joint for me. Okay.
I was waiting.
We're one over. We're one over.
Surpassed.
Oh.
Oh shit. Yo, that's crazy. Yeah, salute, man. Me and Rhymes, Joski. Salute to y'all, man. For real, for real. Mojo, it's your world, brother.
Well, again, this is Mojo Barnes.
What are you smoking, bitch?
Oh, that's right. We got to talk about the weed. So I'm smoking a brand called OGs, and it definitely has an aesthetic to it. It's got an aesthetic to it. It's got an aesthetic to it. I like it.
Show some the bag. He dipped away.
Oh shit.
Oh jeez.
Oh jeez.
That's nice.
Fine cannabis products, and it's sun grown.
No.
This batch I got is sun grown. You can tell by kind of like the crispiness of it. But it's AFK. I don't know if you guys are familiar with AFK. It's abbreviations mean Alaskan Thunderfuck. And
I got some of that in the bag too.
Yeah, no, man. Granted, it's just a label, but I think that it does what it's supposed to do. It stimulates my mind, provides a little bit of more relaxation, so that way I'm not like freaking out. Things don't go a specific way. I'm not freaking out. I'm just like, this is some bullshit, and I start clicking away.
And now you know why the motherfucker started shaving and went too low and was like, man.
No.
Mo Jeremy.
It's a little uneven. I'm like, I like when I was also looking at our promo pics for the pod, and I was like, it's looking a little thin right in a specific area where I actually like pull on the shit. So I was like, might need to bust out the push broom, the Mo Jeremy, and start over.
The Mo Jeremy. Oh man, I am smoking Stone Age joints. Salute the Stone Age joints. Smoking. I guess I'll fade into Bolivia. Yeah, all the
That's the name of the strain?
All the day shit is wild. Yeah, the names are all the day shit is
It's
wild.
called Fade into Bolivia.
I guess I'll fade into Bolivia. Yeah, that's the name of it. Yeah,
I'm gonna type out some random stuff and just call it the name of the weed. Like for my notes, I literally put Costco as the best track. I would like to see that as the name of some weed for them.
Costco is the best track.
Yeah, or Enough is Enough highlights the overall method of this stream of consciousness.
That is too fucking long. Jesus Christ.
That's what they just did.
You know what?
I've never heard a strain with a name that long.
Thank y'all.
So, Seth.
This nigga's crazy. Huh?
I gotta kill a spider real quick.
Yo, real quick before we move on to the topic. My vape. I told you earlier. So you see, it's blue, right? All right, yeah, like like it was. But as you smoke it, the body of it turns white.
Oh, it does change.
It's the ultimate fucking it's assimilation. They were like, yeah, look at that nice color. And then as you smoke it, it slowly turns white. And I was like, they gentrifying my motherfucking vape in real time.
Deception.
I was pissed. I looked at the motherfucker. It was sitting on my desk and it was half white. I was like, bitch, I knew it was tasting less spicy by the minute. I was so angry.
I fucked that
up. Stimulation.
Mojo did it for me. I was like, oh God, let's get out of here.
I was angry, bro.
Is that supposed to let you know when you're about to be done or whatever?
No, because it's still it goes full white just as you're smoking it, but I still got 50% left on this motherfucker. And it's been doing it the whole time.
So it goes back to being blue and it goes white.
If you just set it down, then it just goes back to color.
Is it because the coil heats it up and it does like remember them pants back in the 90s?
Yeah.
Change pants. Does it do something like that to it? Like as soon as the coil starts heating it up?
I maybe.
Just showing its true colors.
Yeah, exactly.
Beneath is really white.
I almost threw this motherfucker against the walls. But then I was like, but what would I smoke?
Oh yeah, I feel that's bad.
So I'm gonna let it hang out, but I'm a complain.
Well, you know, they're invading everywhere.
But I'm gonna let it hang out.
Just under
But
the
I'm
surface.
gonna complain. Oh shit!
Yeah,
hang out?
That's wild.
Yeah.
You didn't see it. As you smoke it, it turns white.
Oh yeah.
They're gentrifying my motherfucking vape.
It's another hit, Barry Bonds.
Shit!
I was angry.
It's not bad.
Get out of
that. Cool.
We out of here, baby. Yeah, that song is fucking crazy. Well,
yes, it is. It's one of my favorite tracks on there. Which I like. Sat down and listened to it. I was like, there's actual bars on this.
Yeah, they smoke that. They smoke that shit.
This man's crazy. This man's crazy. It breaks my heart that he's acting this way. He made Graduation.
Yo, you know what? Before we dive into some serious shit, I gotta ask y'all. And I know it's gonna be hard to do. It's gonna be really hard to do. So if it's something we gotta come back and revisit at another time, I don't know if you already thought about it and you can just drop it off the dime, or you know what I'm saying. But what is your favorite verse of all time? Hip hop. Your favorite verse.
I don't like these questions.
Favorite verse. Come on. I mean, I can name a few that just come to mind, but yeah, I'd actually have to sit down and think of it. Like, because the problem is some of them ain't even verses. Like, there are full tracks of like concepts that Big L's done that like you can't choose a verse because it's all just part of the story. But some of the bars in the track are just insane. So I would have to put the full track on that one. There's a couple woo albums that I can definitely say like, yo, like I can spit this verse, and I have been able to since I was like fucking 7 years old, and the shit is still crazy to this day. Yeah, so like I would have to sit down and think about it, but there are definitely some things that come to the dome right immediately that are just like, yeah, that shit's always going to be with me.
Mojo's deep in thought.
I am. I'm losing.
I was trying to give him time.
I mean, yeah,
that's not fair.
What you mean?
It's not a fair question. Because you guys know the bars, you know. Go ahead.
I mean, okay, I tell you what, this is what we'll do then. We'll come back to it, but like let's do like the top 3 verses.
Mm-hmm.
Because I probably know my top 9 off the top of my head, but like I'm gonna go back and revisit just to make sure. But,
I think Mojo's feeling the way I'm feeling right now, man. Like verses,
like drowning in verse.
Drowning.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the mood I'm in. You know what I'm saying? It depends on the memories that it brings up.
The album.
It's like asking me like my best favorite poetry or something. You know what I mean? Like it depends. Like, you know, if I'm with my girl, some LL might come out. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm really pissed off, you got DMX, you got all kinds of people, EPMD. Like I might get, I don't know. I can't just pick a verse. You know what I mean? I just can't. Even top 3, I can't pick a verse. Like I can't do that.
DMX is actually going to be in my tops.
Ooh, yeah, I feel that. Hell yeah. And I think the way I looked at it, as I was thinking, like, what's my favorite verse? Like, okay, so, and these are the wild, high conversations I be having with myself late at night when everybody else is asleep while I'm typing shit out. I'll stop and be like, you know what? I wonder what my favorite verse of all time is. You know what I'm saying? And then I started thinking about all of the verses that I feel like are like next level phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? And then I started chopping them down. Okay, so this one doesn't have this. This one doesn't have that. This one doesn't have that. You know what I'm saying? So now we down to maybe 15 verses at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I mean, I can come up with a top 3. I can do that.
Yeah, like you have to. Yeah,
so how you guys
do a lot of.
How you judging it? Because like, are you judging it by like technique? Are you judging it by like the beat flow? Are you just like all those combinations? Like, because like I said, I'm not a rapper, right? Like you guys, you know, you're a spoken word artist, you know. So I'm not a rapper. So I don't.
Thank you.
Like,
okay. The criteria is the words.
Okay.
Just the words. Like, what did they say? Like, it might not even, because I mean, you could pick somebody like it could be a God forbid Silk the Shocker verse. He don't rap on beat, but what he said might have been dope. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I mean, it wasn't. I'm just letting y'all know, in case young people, y'all ain't heard, you ain't missed shit. Nothing. You understand me? Nothing. You ain't missed a motherfucking thing. Don't let nobody tell you different. Fuck that shit. The motherfuckers will try to gloss shit over because they got respect for Master P and No Limit and the independent spirit about it and all that. Silk the Shocker was ass cheeks, dog. Bootay. Bootay.
That's French.
Yeah.
And they from New Orleans, so it's
yeah.
Damn.
Oh,
so you pretty much judge it the same way that I judge it then. So it's basically, it's content. It's really the content, the skill of the content, and how they deliver it.
Yes.
I still can't pick a verse like that, though. I mean, there's ones that always stick out in the mind, like Tribe Called Quest, like Scenario. I can rap that whole damn thing. You know what I mean? Front to back. What are they really saying, though? I mean, is it something that just hits? No, it's just the whole energy of that song. Right?
I mean, Scribe probably got some of my favorite verses. I mean, maybe that's top 10, but like, he got some of my favorites. Scribe is an incredible writer. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he's incredible with the pen.
With Scribe for me is like he was a soundtrack to a time period in my life, right? So he was speaking on what I was going through. And so, of course, they're going to be up there in the top 10, but it's just not, I'm in a different space now. So is it my favorite of all time? Can I recite it? Yes, I can definitely recite it.
Favorite of that time?
Yeah,
I feel you.
Exactly. Yeah. That
time. Okay. I feel that. See, oh man, I've been trying my best to like not to not just like run into the shit because this is some serious shit. Okay, listen, y'all. We about to live up to our name. Like we do that sometimes. We be Pantha Politix for real sometimes. And we about to get into some shit. There's a reason why the title of the pod is what it is. Like now that y'all seen it that long, I want to put everybody's shit back on the screen. So I'm getting ready to turn them off. Put everybody's shit back on the screen. You know what I'm saying? All right, now. But for this particular discussion, we about to get into some shit. But my man brought it to the table, and felt that it was necessary that we talk about it. So P7, if you don't mind setting it off, let these people know what they don't know.
I mean, okay. So, like I said, me and Monster, we be getting into conspiracy stuff, and be going there. And I've actually been kind of fasting from media for the last couple months, and I happened to just get back on last week, and I was like, Trump is crazy. Tariffs are crazy. Freaking all this stuff that people are doing. This is crazy. I'm like, what is going on? And so, me being me, just being in media, I do some research. I try to figure out where the money's coming from, who's connected to who's making moves, just because I want to know. I like to stay informed, but this has been a rabbit hole for the last couple of days. And I found out about a dude, it's crazy. I found out about a dude named Peter Thiel. Okay. I was watching a couple videos and that kind of stuff, and they was like talking about the oligarch or the puppet masters behind the oligarchs, and everybody's been talking about the billionaires and how they're taking over and all that. And I was just like, okay, so there's some master guy behind it, like Dr. Evil, you know what I mean? Who is this guy? And I found this dude named Peter Thiel, and this cat is a let's just say diabolical. He's another South African cat like Elon. His parents came out of Germany after the Nazis, lost and went down to South Africa and that kind of stuff. And they opened up uranium mines and that kind of stuff or whatever. And man, the video that I was watching on that, they made a comment about how uranium mines could be seen from space because the radiation was so massive. And the townships that were around those uranium mines were right in the thick of it, right? And they used to pay the workers by like having a piece of glass up, and they would pay them through a slot, like, here, take your money, go. You know what I mean? But pretty much treated like slave labor. A lot of people died off. A lot of people got in, and that was his parents. That was his family. That's where his family got his money. They end up leaving South Africa after the apartheid went down because obviously they got to leave now. And they came to California, and that's where Peter ended up going to like Stanford and that kind of stuff. And he's telling his classmates, apartheid's not that bad. It wasn't that bad. Just glossing over stuff. And people were just kind of like, uh-huh. So he's going to school, and he's going to become a lawyer. That was his first run. Failed at that, walked away from that. Was one of them stockbrokers, trying to be a stockbroker, failed at that. He ended up getting a small loan of $1 million, because apparently that's just what people get. Apparently Trump, him, whatever. So he tries to start up this hedge fund and ends up losing about $100 million right off like first day, right? So this dude is failing, he's failing forward, right? Because he's now known in the hedge fund space. He's now known in the .com space, and as just a guy who's out there talking to people and doing things. And he ends up funding this guy that's working on this piece of software that allows you to make payments between two Palm Pilots, right? But he can't make the thing work, past the Palm Pilot. And I don't know if you all remember the Palm Pilot. You can probably go look it up on Google. It's a old little device, kind of like similar to your phone, but it's old school, right? But couldn't make it work. So next door to him, right, was this company called X, where a young Elon Musk was trying to do the exact same thing, but he was missing some software. So these two guys start talking, and then they end up creating PayPal, right? And I think we all know PayPal, right? We have all used it. And so PayPal and Peter Thiel and Elon Musk, their whole thing was, and the dude who actually designed it, his name is Levskin, they all were like, I want to take down the government. We're going to use PayPal to take down the government, because it's not owned by any banks. It's not controlled by any FDIC or anything like that. They just slide in there and they take a little percentage off of each transaction. They got so big that the banks couldn't really do nothing about it. So now we all use PayPal. And that's 9. So now Elon obviously has more money, right, than God. The PayPal mafia is a thing, right? There's a cool picture of it. I wish I could pull it up, of them on Forbes, being all like nerdy mafiosos. It's really, really kind of weird. They end up, while Elon was off on vacation with his first wife, they end up ousting him out of the company. Elon called it a coup, right? And he was kicked out. And was so mad he was contemplating assassination. He said, "What? Elon, he's crazy." So this dude, but Peter Thiel is the one that kicked him out straight to his face. He was like, "Yo, I'm done with you," right? Elon goes off running off crazy, but then a couple years later, SpaceX is trying to shoot their rocket into the air and all that good stuff, and they're running out of money. And who comes to the rescue because they're running out of money? Peter Thiel. Right? So then SpaceX gets a government contract for like $2.3 billion or some crazy number, right? To be the new NASA. And now Peter Thiel, his investment company, owns like 10% of SpaceX now, right? But the crazy part, back in the PayPal days, Peter Thiel figured out how to take his Roth IRA and sock away all that money he was making, right, to the tune of $5 billion. Turned around and bought most of the shares in the company and found loopholes to do that to multiple companies. So now, like, Peter Thiel owns let me just put on a list real quick. I'm gonna pull it up. So he owns LinkedIn, SpaceX, Stripe, YouTube, Meta, Oculus, Lyft, Rumble, Airbnb. There's more, but he owns a lot, and he did it highly illegally. I was suspect, because like around the time he's doing all this, Congress was really up in arms about all that stuff, and then suddenly they just relaxed all the regulations for it. So I feel like he might have, with his $5 billion, made some donations. And he's known for doing that. Actually, he's known for sponsoring guys like JD Vance. We were talking about that before, right? Right. So he sponsored him, helped him start his hedge fund before he even became vice president, before he even became a senator. Then he put $15 million into his campaign, and that was like the largest campaign donation ever for a guy that no one knows out of Ohio. And then suddenly now he's vice president. He also sponsored Rand Paul. He sponsored Trump, Ted Cruz, Ted Budd, senator from DC, Eric Schmidt, senator from Michigan. The dude's very influential. I'm not even going to go into the House of Representatives and all the people he's given money to, but he's the same dude that was hollering about how Soros was paying too much money into campaign finance and all this, and he's doing 5 times as much as Soros. He bought the election. Everybody's all talking about Elon bought the election, gave him money. Where'd he get his money from? Peter Thiel. Like, my man owns pretty much all of the social media platforms. The only one he doesn't own, TikTok. And, TikTok ban just kind of came back, right? They're trying to make it American so he can buy it and own it all. I don't know. Anything mainstream's got Peter Thiel's name on it. It's kind of crazy. I'm just like, I got the link. I'll have it for you guys down in there so you can watch the video on it and that kind of stuff and some of the other research I found. But I got like deep and I decided I am not listening to media anymore because this stuff is nuts. It is crazy. And now we're at 10.
I watched the video and my thoughts are this man is Lex Luthor because it's insane. Good. It's insane how he's like the figure that you see in movies that's just like he seems to be everywhere. Who's this man? He's, he knows everybody. It's insane. And I'm like, how can I do that?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this is the thing that I kind of felt a little conflicted, right? This man is a perfect example of failing forward. Like his first half of his life, he was just an utter failure. No one liked him. He just kept failing. Like, and he took that one lucky break with Elon, and he just shot his shot from there on. He was just like, nothing's gonna stop me. You know what I mean? Nothing is going to stop me. I'll buy it off. I'll get rid of it. I'll whatever. He even got a Russian rocket. Just got a couple Russian nukes and turned them into rockets.
Crazy shit.
Give it to Elon. Reference is his Christmas gift. There you go.
They're saying though he's the one that's running the government.
Yes.
That's what they're saying. That he's the one that's running the government. And I'm like, hell yeah.
No,
I'm just like gangster.
Honestly,
but no, he's literally is gangster.
Yeah,
he is a gangster. Like
he's got a percentage of everything.
Yeah, he's the one that's not talking
whatsoever. I've never heard of this man until I listened to the video or to the audio of the whole history of this guy.
So this is the part that got me, right? He had made a statement a couple of years back about being a proud gay Republican, and I thought that was a joke, right? I didn't understand it. It didn't compute to me, right? Because I'm like a black Republican. That it's a little hard to latch onto, right? And so I was like, okay, somebody's making a joke. This Peter Thiel guy must be making a joke. Ha 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 ha. And I just left it at that. But apparently, he is all of those things, and I feel like he might be the Diddy of Silicon Valley.
Yikes! Well,
oh shit!
Yes, because everybody's connected to him in such a way. When the inauguration happened and the swearing in and all that good stuff happened, they had a big party in Silicon Valley. Vance was there. All the other people were there. It's a big party. Doors were locked.
Imagine.
And then suddenly cabinet members are getting put in place. I'm just saying.
Imagine if Diddy and Thiel joined forces.
Oh, bro.
We could pick a day for the end times. We could pick a day. We could pick a specific day because that's everything right there. You know what they would do though? Every time they did something evil, you know what they would do? They would play a specific song and it would be Ebony and Ivory.
Oh shit.
Oh
my god.
Their calling card.
That's so what the fuck, yo.
Hey,
that is some
Mark,
straight supervillain.
save me. Please save me. What is wrong on?
Monsters
Now,
flabbergasted.
Monster ain't saving nothing. He's gonna let us do it this because that's.
I was looking up to see if Peter Thiel owned any stock in Johnson & Johnson.
yo, they could take over the world.
Oh, it's pinky in the brain. Oh shit.
Thiel, if you hear this, I want a cut of everything because I know how to elevate your status. Get Diddy out of jail. Get Diddy out of jail. I promise. It'll be worth your while. And I want a cut.
He'll give you a cut.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Mojo Barnes at Mojo Barnes on social media. You can hit him directly. DM, carrier pigeon, smoke signal, whatever you got.
I'm really glad I changed my little thing because for a while it said the new Mojo Barnes.
That's what you were fucking doing? Man. I don't even have this shit on my phone.
Yeah, for a second it said the new Mojo Barnes. I'm really glad I changed that.
Oh shit!
Just a quick tangent. Remember when I was talking crazy about the thong song and my video idea? Yes. I sent Cisco a message. I have yet to get a response, but I will keep trying. Oh,
if you think that clip ain't still coming out, motherfucker, it is. Yeah, no, there's no way I'm not putting that up.
I will link him. I will link him.
Yeah, we'll put a whole media campaign behind it.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tagging the
Cisco's new idea for the thong song.
Talk to your boy.
the music video. I'm done.
See, we gotta learn how to use our hashtags. Like I got mine, Monster for Pope. When we post this, thongs for the rapture, and we just create
that sounds like an album.
Yeah, we need to start getting creative with our hashtags. Make sure that we at Cisco.
No doubt.
And we're gonna get some shit trending, and we're gonna make that video.
I'm taking notes right now. I'm all right.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, business meetings are necessary.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
All for the rapture.
I mean, shit.
Merch ideas are crazy.
The executive producer, Peter Thiel.
Facts. No, I don't like
everything anyway. He owns everything anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
no thanks. Fuck? Everything else in relation to Diddy and getting him out of jail, I want a cut.
I don't know why, but when you first talked about him getting Diddy out of jail, I imagined an open cell and then just a big ass puddle of baby oil, following this path.
Oh my god! It's a trailer. It's a trailer for them taking over the world. I fucking love it. They're advertising their scheme. I love it. We're gonna dig a tunnel to the center of the earth. Bro, I love that idea.
But why?
It's because of the power that Diddy has on entertainment right now. I mean, depending on who you ask, I guess, but the control he has had. Okay, guys, I'm back.
The thing is, they could be same level disgusting, but they as far as power go, Puffy Pac-Man after all the power pellets gone. And Thiel is Pac-Man after he ate all the power pellets. That's the difference. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be honest with you. It ain't a whole lot of things that disturb me. Not really. I said some things disturbed me in songs before. I was just bullshitting. I ain't mean it. I wasn't really disturbed by it. It was the thing I needed to tell y'all in the moment so y'all could understand how a normal person would feel about this shit.
I got so many offensive jokes that I could make right now, but for the sake of this, I will save it.
Don't do it. Don't fucking do it. Don't fucking do it.
Nice try.
But, yeah, I'm just saying. I'm disturbed by this dude. He disturbs me. And it's not that he disturbs me because I think he's some evil genius. I just think he's evil. He's evil with a whole lot of money to buy a whole lot of people who can easily be bought with money. And they just so happen to be the people with the keys to the car. Everybody fucking riding it. And that's a problem. That's a serious problem. You know, I'm laughing, but it ain't funny. You know what I'm saying? It ain't funny. And the even more unfunny part about it is how many people have no clue exactly what's happening. Like, check the technique. This is the thing right here, right? And I'm gonna put it in an analogy that certain people, when they hear this, they'll know exactly what I mean. When the Boston Celtics put the big three together, when it was Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, and Kevin Garnett, okay, cool. It sounds good on paper. But in all actuality, they were all past their maximum point. They had all peaked and started to cascade, you know, they started to come back down to peak some. But put together, it was dangerous. Or at least it looked that way. But when you pay close enough attention, this over here was flashing to keep you distracted from that thing over there. Donald Trump is loud. He's obnoxious. He don't give two fucks about what he say. Right. And what does that make y'all do? Made you look. Now y'all looking at him. And then his homeboy over there that run X that y'all still over there and post the shit on like y'all crazy. Like, why y'all fucking with this nigga? Like, he's crazy. He's absolutely insane. In all actuality, he's more the president of America than Donald Trump is. But even he's not the master puppeteer. And even Peter Thiel ain't the master puppeteer. Nah. He's just more so that. He more so that than they are. That's all.
I don't think they're ready for that, Seth. I don't think they're ready for that.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all.
The funny thing is his baby oil buddy. So him and Thiel and Musk, they got their baby little friendship. Buddy. Musk is the one that's pushing Doge for more efficiency and more government transparency.
Ooh.
When are we going to broach the subject of economic transparency?
Mm-hmm.
When are we going to start saying, where is the money?
See, that's the thing. Doge is not there to.
Oh, I know it's not.
The question is, where is the money going?
Mm-hmm.
That's when they've saved so much after slashing so many jobs, cutting so many programs, and so on and so forth. Where is that money going to actually go? Because I haven't had a tax return that was worth a damn in a long time, right? But I pay my taxes on all my businesses. I do the things I'm supposed to, right?
The IRS ain't paid for my switches in a long time.
So is the tax return is this money going to come back to us? Are we going to start seeing better roads? How are you going to see better roads when you ain't got nobody to actually do the roads? Mm-hmm. How are you going to sit there and actually have better, I don't know, anything when everybody's fired that actually does the administrating or the building or doing those things? Like the idea that business, I don't know, is the be all end all, it's going to save us like some kind of body is the first illusion that people are starting to realize.
Yeah. And they're gonna try and play the benefit behind it. Because now this motherfucker's like, we're gonna send every American $5,000, and that's how
mad jobs.
Yeah, that's how they're going to get people to not ask that question.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh no, here we gave it all to y'all. Did you? Like you gave us peace, but that's what you had back there before this. So yeah.
Look, all I know is that Elon has gotten like significantly richer. All these cats have gotten significantly richer since they started doing this, and I have not gotten significantly richer. I do not feed it. So yes, Peter Thiel, I want my cut. Otherwise, you'll just keep doing what you do, leaving me out, and I'm gonna be upset. I'm gonna sit here upset.
I'm gonna go like Elon, and I'm gonna think about
assassination. I'm gonna think about it.
That's all he does.
I ain't gonna do nothing. I ain't gonna do nothing.
He just kind of jumps on to something else. I'm gonna attach my name to this.
Man.
Call it X.
Look.
Right.
Because everything's X.
That shit was so crazy to me when I learned about the X thing and Twitter is called X now. I was like, wow. Like, couldn't make it more obvious.
He's named 4, I think, companies X. Like, that's just, when they were like, oh, he's autistic and that kind of stuff or whatever, I was just like, nah, he's, he's rich. It's different, he can just do stuff. He's allowed to do stuff because he can. But no, I'm like, okay, well, maybe he is. And because he has a fascination with the letter X. And now I really want to know, what does that mean to him?
Porn.
Like, really, 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 what does it mean to him? Because he's enacting his whole plan behind this X, the unknown. Is he the X factor? Is he the thing that's going to take down the government? Is he the thing that's going to sit there and blow up our lives while he flies off to Mars? I don't know. I'm asking questions.
Mars. Fuck that nigga.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. I think. Hey,
I want to take
that's the topic I actually want to get into later. Is like going to Mars.
What's that?
Can we do it? Would you go?
Hey man, listen. I'm gonna tell you something good.
Later.
Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna tell you something good.
JK.
I'm gonna tell you something good. There's no way. First of all, no. Second of all, like, don't listen to me. You can't convince me that y'all went and did what y'all say y'all did already. Do I think you've been out in the atmospheric realm? Yeah, sure, because you're dumb. But it's cool. And you're dumb and you think you're smart. A motherfucker had the audacity to ask me, hey man, if we went to the moon, why can't we go to Mars? I said, well, first of all, motherfucker, we ain't been to the moon. Stop playing. Who are you playing with? You do not want to have this conversation with me, cuz. And he was like, he said, yo, dog, listen, me and this guy have the most outrageous arguments with each other. And it's all based on the fact that he don't know shit, but he think he do. And this motherfucker tried to tell me, well, they had them going to the moon. Where did they get the footage? I said, hey, dog, let me ask you a question. You seen Transformers? That ain't no real shit, but where did they get the footage? The fuck are we talking about, man? Like, nah, hey, listen, dog. I feel like they just gonna they're gonna be like, we're gonna give you an 80% discount to get a bunch of niggas on one of them bitches and just fly us the fuck up out this motherfucker. I think that's exactly what's gonna happen.
I know you predicted the next like Tuskegee shit. That's not cool.
That's Tuskegee, dog. That's sending niggas into outer space.
That's trash removal.
Cool. I hate to be the one to say this. And it shouldn't be coming from me.
Oh,
but a ship is a ship.
You're right.
So watch who they're putting on the ship.
Right.
And I'm just saying, like, be careful. I don't want to see nothing bad happen, and I'll fight to the death.
Oh, man.
But a ship is a ship, so
they're gonna
do that.
I don't do free cruises. You know what I mean? I don't do all expenses paid.
Yeah.
Come to this place, all expenses paid.
You never had me picking moon rocks.
Yeah, just get on the boat. Nah.
Never had me picking moon rocks, you bitch ass niggas. Hey, look.
Hey, we got an exciting new offer for you guys.
Yeah. Just be careful.
Anytime they gave away stuff for free, anytime they gave voyages away for free, the Titanic, this Atlantic slave trade, things didn't go well. I'm just saying. Maybe I should pay for it. And I don't have the scratch to go into space. So I can't go. My bad.
So when your grandchild saying, we didn't land on Saturn's ring landed on us. It's all gonna be fucked up, right? It's all fucked up.
I really hope we don't have to repeat that shit.
Right.
Yo, I'm just saying, so like that's the shit, man. Listen, that's wild shit. All right, so like, look, before we get out of here, man, anybody last thoughts on anything that we covered tonight? Anybody?
Monster for Pope.
Nice. Monster for Pope. If the end times are coming, just stay woke.
No,
and BMN's having a show at Vermilion on the 26th. Just giving a shout out to my boys. BMN.
A little Black Magic Noise. Y'all need to come on Sidebar and stop bullshit.
Hey, facts.
I said it. I said it. Mojo?
Son of the Morning 2025.
Indeed.
Word.
Indeed. Matter of fact, I think y'all gonna like it. That's all I'm gonna say. But anyway, yeah, man, just Kanye get some help. Y'all stop feeding into his bullshit, please. And if we just stop talking about him and stop putting him in front of
he'll go away.
He'll go away. He'll either go away or he'll straighten the fuck up and get his shit together. The only reason he keep doing this shit is because we paying attention. That's the only reason. Like you can't convince me that this motherfucker really. I don't give a fuck with nobody. That's why he can't never look straight into a camera. He always like that. He always got his head down. Yeah. You can't look nobody straight in the face and do this bullshit you doing.
He's like the candy man. If you stop saying his name, he won't show up.
That part. That part. Damn it, man. Shit.
I'm real disappointed.
It's all part of the structure.
You know. Hey, salute to Emil Rhymes, Doski,
Drosky.
Drosky, not Doski. Drosky, yeah.
That's how I associate.
Drosky, no doubt. Oh, I know exactly what I was just thinking about. Yeah, Drosky, my apologies. You and the other person, y'all ain't the same. Shout out to Pretty King's Clothing. I hope everything is going good in Hawaii. I can't wait to talk to y'all again. Echo Limitless, one love. Absolutely. Oh, man. Any shout outs y'all want to throw before we get out of here?
Fuck them.
I got mine.
A big shout out to Weed. I love you.
No doubt. Salute. Stone Age, what up? I guess that's it then. Fuck it. Y'all already know what time it is.
Yeah, that was we was cutting off.
He got his bait playing chameleon and shit. Oh my God. That's wild. Y'all already know what it is, man. On behalf of the squad, Mojo Barnes, P7 Monster, Elicit, I am Seven Da Pantha, aka Pod Strictly, nigga, getting the point, nigga. Pantha Politix Podcast. We out this motherfucker.
I'm flyer than everybody. You're on cloud 9, higher than everybody. We stepping out on the town, we sliding